Well, hello, beautiful people. Today we're going to be diving into the importance of being a leader and not a follower. It is easy to get caught up in doing these things that we've always been doing, but is it really the best way? Sometimes we just need to step back, ask questions, make sure that we're following the right path for ourselves. So real quickly, I wanted to share this story. It's a perfect analogy. It illustrates the point that I'm trying to get at today, right? There's this family that gathered around in the kitchen preparing a roast for dinner. And imagine it's like Thanksgiving, and they're all discussing how to cut off the ends of the roast before cutting it. And one person even says you have to cut the ends off so that the juices flow and the meat gets really nice and tender. But of course, then someone in the family asks, why do we actually have to cut off the ends? And the question actually stumps everyone. And then they go to the mother and they ask, you know, um, why do we cut off the ends? And the mother says, well, that's what I always did. So they decide to ask the grandmother. And of course, she says, well, that's what my mother told me to do. And luckily, the great grandmother was still around. So they go to ask her, hey, why do you cut off the ends of the roast before cooking it? And of course, she laughs and she says, oh, that's because we had a small oven and the roast wouldn't fit otherwise. So the moral of the story is sometimes we follow traditions or advice without even questioning why we do it. We just assume there's a good reason, but often just a habit that's been passed down through generations. And if we don't ask questions, we just keep doing the things that might not even make sense anymore. So, what we want to talk about is why you want to be a leader and not a follower. This story just really highlights the importance of being a leader instead of just following the crowd. It's about questioning status quo and not being afraid to do things different, even if it makes more sense, right? So we want to question everything. This is something that was very important that I learned. Just because something has always been done a certain way doesn't mean that it's the best way. We don't want to be afraid to ask why and think critically about the advice that's being given. And you want to also lead with intention. So being a leader means making decisions based on what's right for you, just what everyone and not just what everyone else is doing. It's about following your own path, even if it's different from the norm. Okay, so another thing you want to also keep in mind and be focused and be mindful of is who should you listen to. This is another key aspect of being a leader and choosing who you take advice from. And here's a simple rule, right? Don't take advice from people who haven't achieved what you want to achieve. It's like asking a chef for open heart surgery advice and you've never done open heart surgery, right? It just doesn't make any sense. So that's one thing that's very important. And then another thing is you want to surround yourself around people who have the success that you're looking for, right? If you want to be successful, you want to surround yourself around people who have what you want. Get mentors, people that are successful in the field that you're in the area that you're looking to, be in, right? Tony Robbins talks about this all the time. So you want to learn those who have been where you are and have made it to where you want to go. And they have the experience and the results to back up their advice. So another thing is you want to filter the advice and not just take it from anybody, right? Because not all advice is created equal. And people can only give their advice based on their own life experiences, which again, most of the time does not apply to your situation, especially when you're trying to break out of the norm. So you want to make sure your advice you're following is coming from someone who has the results you're aiming for. Um, and then the last thing I want to talk about is the power of your environment, right? There's a famous quote that says, show me your five closest friends and take an average of their income, and you will get a total of yours. Now, this is a quote that is often attributed to the motivational speaker, Jim Rohn. He highlights the power of your environment. and understanding that we are creatures of habit. So the people that you surround yourself with and the environment you're in has a huge impact on your life. And if you don't like where you're going in life, it's time to change the people around you and your environment. And again, we're not talking about getting rid of them completely, but you're just limiting your time. You're not really listening to as much from the people that those friends that don't really have what you want or aren't going where you're going. Again, think of it like if you're on a speeding bullet train, and you're not gonna stop and wait for these people to jump on with you. You're just going, you're moving forward, and some people are going to get left behind, and that's okay, right? Because there's always going to be the train's always going to have to stop at some point, and then those new people that are supposed to be in your life that are going in the same direction will jump on naturally, and you don't have to stop and wait for them to come on, right? So you want to surround yourself with positive influences of people that will make you a better, challenge you in every direction. I know I talk about that in another video. So, you want to change your circle of friends. This will ultimately change your life. And if you want to elevate your life, start by elevating your circle. Be intentional about the company you keep and make sure it aligns with the goals and life that you want to achieve. Okay, so in conclusion, you guys, just remember being a leader means questioning the status quo, right? This is something that I still understand and learn today. Question everything and making those decisions that are right for you. Don't just follow the crowd, ask questions, think critically, and surround yourself with people who have what you want. And most importantly, choose to lead with intention and purpose. So that does it for today, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you definitely found this video helpful, please give a like and a thumbs up and share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that notification bell to stay updated with all things personal growth and leadership. And of course, you can also follow me on my social media links. They're down in the description below. There's also inspiration and updates on there. And you guys, until next time, you guys make it a great day. Take care.